Down in the willow garden, my love and I did meet. There we sat a-courting, my love dropped off to sleep. I had a bottle of burgundy wine, my true love did not know. There I poisoned that dear little girl down on the bank below. Well, we don't really have anything else around here to look forward to. There's no places around here except Janette's hardly to go to, and where we can take the children and not worry with them. And where we go, we take our children, always have, you see, and probably always will.
Down around a mile or two is a girl named Pearlie Boo. Just before the roots grow, to me heading down the road. Down the road, my little pretty girl down the road. Now every time I get the blues, walking so right off the queue. Don't know why I love it so. Girl, mine is down the road. Down the road, got that pretty girl down the road.
My daddy started a little park back over here, well, I think that was back in the 40s. And it fell through because he didn't have the money and he didn't have the means or able to do it. So it sort of fell through, but that was a dream of his, to have a park. He stayed with me the last 3 years before he died, and one day we was talking and he said, Janette, he said, I wish that my work was carried on. And he said, I believe if there is any one of the children would do it, you would do it. You would be the one that would try. And I told him, I said, Daddy, I will try. Daddy left the little store building to me, and he left this house. He left me 1 acre here. And I thought, well, why can't I do something with the little store?
She just out of the blue one day, she said, Dale, I'm gonna have music in the old store twice a month. And it just kind of went in one ear and out the other to me, and well, nobody believed in her. I mean, her own mother, her brothers and sisters, I didn't believe, even I didn't believe in her, really. I mean, I thought, sure, Mom, that's fine. You know, that'd be great. You know, that'd be something for you to do.
It was filled with old furniture. It was filled with tobacco stalks. And it was just sitting there, rotting down to the ground. And I wondered what I could do to make some extra income or do something that I wouldn't have to get completely out of the valley. And I thought to myself, well, why don't I start having music on Saturday night?
Well, the first time I ever went to Macy Springs, I was surprised at how far back in the country it was, how remote it was. And I remember we had to climb up on a platform about 6 feet high or something like that. It was a very small stage, and the people were up very close to us, which made it seem really nice, you know, and we had such a good time. And I was amazed at all the jig dancing they wanted to do. They wanted fiddle tunes because they wanted to dance to them, and it was a lot of fun.
It started out very small. I don't know, her first crowd might not have been over a dozen or 2 dozen at the most in the little store building. But in just a short while, the thing was filled up every Saturday night show.
So I talked to my brother and Joe I talked to him, and he agreed to build a big building and then to turn the little store into a little museum. I had a letter from a lady. She said, please, Miss Carter, do something about the smoke. She said, I can't hardly see you on a Saturday night. She says, I know your eyes is burning and everything, and I can't tell you not to smoke. That's your business. But let's try not to smoke so much. It ain't good. And I certainly can't let you run outside. That'd be a fanning the doors too much. And so, well, this lady said I'd just put a stop to it. Well, I might put a stop to it, and I might have not very many people come. So, that's right. So me and Joe discussed all this when I come in this building. You know, in the little store, I wouldn't let them smoke. Joe said, now, when we go in this big building, I am going to smoke.
It started just right out the road here, a little old box shack. A noise started out something like this. I said, there's no better time than now to go coon hunting. So I got old Red. Oh, I had a good coon dog. Got my lantern, I cleaned the globe, I filled her with oil, and I headed to the Noe Mars New Ground, right up yonder on the side of Clinch Mountain. Chill bumps popped out on me big enough for a calf to suck. And old Red went, get in there and get him, Red, eat him up. There's a bug in it somewhere tonight. I don't know. The little horns is not putting out.
The little horns ain't a-putting out. Well, we just do the best we can. I'm quite sure that you can't go home the way it's raining, so we'll just do the best we can.
I heard about a man one day who wasted not his time away. He prayed to God. He prayed to God every morning, noon and night. He cared not for the king's decree, but trusted God who set him free. Old Daniel prayed. Old Daniel prayed every morning, noon and night. Old Daniel served the living God here upon this earthly front. He prayed to God every morning, noon and night. He cared not for the things that fail, trusted God who never failed. Old Daniel prayed every morning, noon and night. They cast him in the lion's den because he would not honor men. He prayed to God every morning, noon and night. Their jaws were locked, it made him shout, and God soon brought him safely out. Old Daniel prayed every morning, noon and night.
One evening getting late, I met her at the gate. I asked her if she'd wed me in the fall. She owed me turned away, and nothing would she say. That aggravating beauty, little wall. Such a star I've never seen. She's as pretty as a queen. She's as perfect as an angel from above. If she'd only be my wife, I'd live happy all my life with that aggravating beauty, little wall. Such a star I've never seen. She's as pretty as a queen. She's as perfect as an angel from above. If she'd only be my wife, I'd live happy all my life with that aggravating beauty, little wall. I hear a low, faint voice that says, "Up and Mama's dead," and it comes from these poor orphan child that must be clothed and fed. And it comes from these poor orphan child that must be clothed and fed. And it comes from these poor orphan child that must be clothed and fed. Savior, lead him by the hand, lead him by the hand. Savior, lead him by the hand, by the hand, by the hand. Savior, lead him by the hand, oh, gently lead him by the hand, till they all reach that glittering strand. Oh Lord, may every orphan bless wherever they may roam. Bless every hand that lends him aid, and bless the orphan's home. Bless every hand that lends him aid, and bless the orphan's home. Bless every hand that lends him aid,
and bless the orphans home. Say to lead him by the hand, gently lead him by the hand, gently lead him by the hand, gently by the hand. Savior, lead him by the hand, by the hand, by the hand, till they all reach that glittering strand.
Thank you.
People would mention the Carter family to me like, you know, like they were something, you know, like they were rich people or something like, or they were really famous, but it's kind of hard to be aware of something like that when, you know, you might have 2 pair of breeches to wear to school, you know, through a whole week. It really don't really sink in that they're so dadburn famous. My grandfather was, of course, A.P. Carter, and he died when I was like 3.5 years old, something like that. And then people would say that you can't remember nothing about, you know, when you're that old, but I can remember him. He'd pick you up and set you on his knee. I can remember that sitting out in them old lawn chairs, old metal lawn chairs out in Gladys's yard. And I remembered that he had a nail holding his suspenders up where one of the buttons or something broke off, and he just run a 16-penny nail through the loop on his breeches. And I always remember when you sat on your lap, you had to look out for that nail.
Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day, it will brighten all the way, if we keep on the sunny side of life.
Well, the Carter family was famous, the original Carter family. Their most fame come after my daddy died, because I don't think you realize the value of anything till it's gone. I would classify him more as a collector than I would a writer, a songwriter. But if he hadn't collected the songs, they would have vanished, just like the wind, or blowing the leaves away.
Oh, bury under the weeping willow, yes, under the weeping willow tree, so he may know where I am sleeping, and perhaps he will weep for me. Would been better for us both had we never, in this wide and wicked world, had never met. For the pleasure we've both seen together, I'm sure love I'll never forget. Sweet fern, sweet fern, sweet fern, sweet fern, oh, tell me, is my darling still true? Sweet fern, sweet fern, sweet fern, sweet fern, I'll be just as happy as you. Well, to a sunny mountainside. Many years ago we parted, my little Ruth and I, from the sunny mountainside. She clung to me and trembled when I told her we must part. She says, don't go, my darling, it almost breaks my heart to think of you so far apart. Carry me back to old Virginia, back to my Clinch Mountain home. I've got a home in that rock, don't you see, don't you see? I've got a home in that rock, don't you see? I've got a home in that rock, just beyond the mountain top. Hide me, oh, rock of ages, cleft for me.
There was a time, and possibly even today if I stop to think, that if you sat down at the radio and listened to the music, it was difficult to hear a tune that you couldn't pick out 8 bars of a Carter family melody in it. they would say, this is my new song. But I could sit there and sing the melody with them, and I could sing Carter Family words to it. So I think that says a lot right there. They had so many tunes that formed a basis for our country and western music as we know it today. And when people didn't know what kind of a melody to use, they just went back and grabbed an old Carter Family melody and hung on to that.
Well, I'm Gladys. I'm the oldest daughter of Sara and A.P. They had 3 children, myself and Janette and Joe. And Maybelle, she married Daddy's brother, Esri, and they had 3 children, and their children are Helen, June, and Anita. And they got ready to make records or anything. They rehearsed, you know, on us kids and the neighbors and the family, and they always said if the family liked the song, why, you know, they could about tell whether it's going to be a hit or not, just from the family and the people here in the community. If the community didn't like it, why, they didn't pay much attention to the song. They didn't try to do anything with it.
At one time, the Carter family songs or Carter family music, it just about completely stopped. I think a lot of it was due to the war, due to the hard times, and due to breaking up when my mother remarried, and then she went to California. Naturally, that made it much, much harder. Maybelle and her girls had went on to Nashville, and they worked down there in that big city, and they were well known and they were famous.
Ain't nothing in the world for a boy and a girl but love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. There ain't nothing in the world for a boy and a girl but love, love, love. And that's the only thing I'm dreaming of.
Well, the Carter family, the original Carter family, they disbanded. Just kind of left Daddy alone.
In my hand I hold a picture of the old home far away. In the other one, my sweetheart, I'm thinking of today on the sunny mountainside.
The 2 prettiest, the 2 most wonderful women in the world, my mother and my Aunt Maybelle.
We're going to try to do one of the old songs we recorded in the historical reunion called This is Gathering Up the Shells from the Seashore.
Shells from the seashore, gathering up the shells from the sea. Those were the happiest days of all, Maud, gathering up the shells from the shore. In years, Maud, my locks are all silver and gray, but the vows that we made on the shore, Maud, are fresh in my memory today. Gathering up the shells from the seashore, gathering up the shells from the sea. Those were the happiest days of all, Maud, gathering up the shells from the shore.
shells we will gather as the waves come dashing down the fjord. She lies neath the white pebbled sand, yes, covered up with shells on the shore. Gathering up the shells from the seashore, gathering up the shells from the sea. Those were the happiest days of all, gathering up the shells from the shore.
When these lips shall never more press a kiss upon thy brow, but like cold and still in death, will you love me then as now? Will you miss me when I'm gone? Will you miss me when I'm gone? Will you miss me when I'm gone? Will you miss me when I'm gone?
There's another one, I'm sorry.
Now, we're going to have about a 10 or 15-minute intermission, then we'll be back.
I made a vow when I started my music. I said, I promise you, if it ever gets so that I can't keep it orderly, I said, I'll close my doors. So I've been going along for 6 years. I've never had to close my doors. And I have rules, and I carry them out. I wouldn't in no way ever have a music show that would do dishonor to my mother and daddy Maybelle.
Me and my sister, Janette's not trying to get rich or nothing. We want to try to cut our marks on earth like our foreparents did.
I tell you, a child learns more, I'd say the first 12 months, and it learns the rest of its life. If it kept on at that rate till it was 50, it would put Einstein to shame.
Well,
If it kept on learning.
well, I
like
tell you, the first thing it learns is who its mother is.
Oh, well, his mama makes it know that.
They know that the first thing. Yeah, they do. It takes them about a year to say daddy.
Daddy's not easy to say. It's got 3 D's in it if you stop thinking about it.
Well, okay, Joe. Well, they don't say mother very soon, but now they know their mother.
You know the first thing they learn, don't you?
Well, they try to find something to eat the first thing.
No, the first thing you learn to say.
Oh.
Goo. Goo goo. Goo goo. I've heard them.
Yeah, I've heard them too, honey. You are my flower, Joe. Joe's my flower. The grass is just as green, the sky's just as blue. The day is just as bright, the birds are singing too. You are my flower that's blooming in the mountain for me. You are my flower that's blooming there for me.
She'd always pull out that old auto harp, that old black harp she's got, or the guitar, and she'd thump on it, and she'd sing songs that I liked, you know, as a kid to get you to go to sleep or get you to settle down, you know. you know, straighten up. And the songs she sung to me basically were all Carter family songs. You know, I didn't really relate them to Carter family songs. I just related to me liking them.
Oh, he told me to love him and call me his flower that was blooming to cheer him through life's dreary hour. Oh, I long to see him and regret the dark hour, gone and neglected his pale wildwood flower.
I think Janette crowds are getting bigger all the time up here.
You do well. That's good.
It's the best place in the country to come to have a good time, right here. The best music in the country is right here.
Thank you, Esker. Now blow your French harp. Esker always feels good, and he gets more feisty every day. He enjoys life. That's St. Ori's brother, Esker Harper. He's my cousin, too. A lot of these people in the valley are my cousins. And what's not my cousins is my friends. I hope. I may have a few enemies, but I've got a lot of friends.
I think she's done everybody she's ever come in contact the world of good with as far as music's concerned. She's given them the exposure that they wouldn't have had otherwise.
I don't say that it's not been hard, it's been very hard. People criticized me. I think a lot of it was because I was a woman doing a man's job, something that they didn't think that anybody could do anyway, a woman. And I was criticized for letting people dance. And this is a very strict little community through here. But I thought if my daddy let me dance when I was a little girl, he didn't see no wrong in it. I didn't see no wrong in it. Dancing is a talent. If you're real good dancing, just like your voice is a good talent, just like being a singer. There's a lot of people that can't dance, but there's a lot of them that can.
lot of the people at the store or that come to the store are the same. That they live that music. I mean, they grew up with it. You know, they went to bed with it of a night. They woke up to it of the morning, and that's the only entertainment that they had, you know.
Shoot that turkey butter, no, shoot that turkey butter, no, shoot that turkey butter, no, shoot him to the gizzard, Who'd been years since I've been gone, who'd been years since I've been gone, who'd been years since I've been gone, put a little girl with Joe sack on. Shoot old Dave Duggar, shoot old Dave Duggar, shoot old Dave Duggar, and catch his wife and hug her.
Welcome to the 7th Annual Carter Family Memorial Festival. This festival is held each year to honor the Carter family, A.P., Sara, and Maybelle. And this year also it's dedicated to Beecher Smith. Beecher was one that was with me every festival. Do you remember he was a fiddler with the home folks? And I don't know of any finer man. We don't have Beecher with us. But I did want to dedicate it to him. So before I break down completely, we'll get started.
Well, Beecher farmed all of his life, and he was never interested in anything else except farming. In fact, he wasn't interested much in any other kind of farming, or he wasn't interested much in cattle. It was just tobacco. I'd call him a tobacco man. That's about it, and fiddler, that's just it. Well, when it got in the evening, he'd come in and somebody come along and say, let's go fiddle a little. He's ready to go.
Well, I moved here from Georgia when I was 16. Work all day for bacon and beans. My landlord told me hard time in year. Don't mean a thing 'cause he already here. Down from daylight to dark, my work never done. Lord have mercy on the sharecropping son. the crops all over wheels on a rain day or night. Preachers are coming and I ain't got a bite. Now my daddy's out of prison and he ain't going back. Ain't a bloodhound that knows to follow his track.
Well, they're gonna put me in the movies. They're gonna make a big star out of me. All I got to do is act naturally.
I'm gonna go get a load.
We never had no cow. We was probably too cow.
When life is over for us here below, and we gather on heaven's bright shore, we'll sing with the angels in that heavenly band and live in peace evermore. Oh, I think I see that city and the lights along the shore. Oh, I hear the angels singing, come, you're welcome home. Amen. When we get home, how sweet it will be, when we get over home, how sweet it will be.
The Bible teaches us that he giveth his beloved sleep. They rest from their labors. Yes. Their works do follow them. The wonderful things of life is not in the material things that we possess.
That's right.
And the things that we have to enjoy in life, I thank God for them.
Amen.
And I'm just as confident as I stand before you today that in heaven, all the musical instruments that God let be built down here and should be praised and glorifying him, help him, I believe they'll be in heaven. I believe David will play a harp over in heaven. Brother Beecher was a man that a lot of folk look down like they do today, them poor old country people. That's the way they look at it. But Lord, how rich he was.
Amen.
He loved people.
While reading through the Bible, someone was side by side. I read of Peter, James, and John, Sea of Galilee. Jesus, when he found them very tough, for they were precious diamonds gathered in the rough. One day my precious comrade who was lost in sin, others sought to rescue. Jesus took you in. When you're tired and tempted midst offers and debugs, don't turn away in anger. Down is the end of love.
Amen. Amen.
I remember about 4 or 5 years ago, Beecher was out back and they was having little difficulties and problems over who was getting paid what, and there's a lot of arguing going on, and old Beecher, he pretty well summed it up, and I asked him what they owed him. He said, well, Lord, honey, I'll just pay you, get to come and sing. So I figure that's about what it's all about. So,
That's the way he was, too.
he meant every word of it.
The sure love of singing is what he done it for, Dale. What you gonna do, honey? Give me the roses while I live.
Roses adorn the narrow bed over the sleeping clay. Na, na, na. While here on earth we stay, give me the roses while I live, trying to cheer me on. Useless are flowers that you give after the soul has gone. Let us not wait to do good deeds till they have passed away. Now is the time to sow good seed while here on earth we stay. Give me the roses while I live, trying to cheer me on. Useless are flowers that you give after the soul has gone. Give me the roses while I live, don't wait until I die to spread the flowers o'er my grave you see as you pass by. Give me the roses while I live, trying to cheer me on. Useless are flowers that you give after the soul has gone.
Dale, I always want Dale to sing it. He don't sing it very much, but I just think it's beautiful, and it's so true.
I can't sing, but what made me start doing what little I do, I guess, is kind of a continuation of what Mom done for her father. Is, you know, I seen her put her heart and soul in it and work so hard at it that I just felt like somebody ought to try to help keep alive what she's done, you know, what she's worked so hard to keep alive. And I guess in kind of picking up on what she's done, I really have started to feel it myself, you know.
best thing to do.
It's the only way to keep us.
I know it. Y'all come back.
Thank you very much.
Well, we'll see you. Come back.
Okay, thanks.
Hello, come back. Y'all come back, honey.
Bye.
Night.
I
Come back
really
again.
enjoyed it.
Well, come back again. To see you. Okay.
Janette, I enjoyed it as always.
Well, it's a good program.
We was late, but you started anyway.
Well, yeah. I try to always start on time, honey.
Enjoy the show.
Okay.
Bye, Janette.
Bye.
Bye.
Come back. Well, y'all come back again. Come back.